Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men Real Style. Today we're going to be talking about 5 tips that you can use to deliver an awesome presentation. Okay, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing that, these videos will come right to you. In addition, if you like this video, if you find it useful, please click on the like button down below. And last but not least, if you want to learn more about men's style and presenting in general, I've got a free 47-page ebook that's mostly about men's style, but we also, in other places I will talk about presentations. In fact, I'm going to link you to an article on presentations right down there. Okay, so let's get to what are my 5 tips so that you can deliver an awesome presentation. 1, you need to practice. Number 2, you need to keep the audience, keep the listeners engaged. Number 3, you need to keep it simple and sweet. Number 4, properly use visuals. And number 5, you need to bring it. Okay, so let's talk about practice. You hear this all the time. I'm not bringing anything new, but really, no one can wing it. Of course, there are people like Tony Robbins who he gets off an airplane, he goes right to the stage, but he's thinking about what he's going to cover, and he's practiced hundreds, if not thousands, probably thousands of times. If you're new to speaking in front of an audience, and most of us don't get in front of, aren't professional speakers, you need to practice, and you need to practice a lot, especially if you don't know what, or you haven't done this for a long time. Because if you lock up in front of an audience, it's different. When in front of a camera, I can go over there and I can restart this. And in fact, this video, I've probably restarted 4 times. But at the end of the day, I control it. With an audience, you don't. You don't want to lock up. And so let me give you an example. When I was interviewing in business school, I went to this really high-end consulting company, and they brought me into a hotel, and I was sitting there with a consultant. We were having a nice conversation, and all of a sudden, he turns on the interview, and he starts asking me very difficult business questions, which I didn't even know half of the stuff that he's talking about. And I wasn't prepared for it, and it just caught me, and I froze up. Now, the reason I told you that story is actually I'm leading us to part 2. So we've talked about preparation. Now it's grabbing attention. Do you notice how when I told you that story about the consulting interview, you immediately probably tuned a bit more into this video? That's because I grabbed your attention. I shared with you an experience, which is true, by the way, but it's one that you can relate to because you've locked up. You've had instances in which you're having somebody talk to you in a language that you're just totally lost on. So don't be afraid to find a way to bring the audience in. And one of the best ways is a story. And you're going to need to, because you can't just give people tons of information. You can give them